President Buhari in Bauchi says defection will not distract him from bringing Nigeria out of doldrums.
Still remain members of all progressive APC, Congress APC. We deem it necessary to make this clarification.
More groups and individuals reiterate commitment and loyalty to the All Progressives Congress. And Nigeria's role in the restoration of genuine democracy in the country commended. Hello there, I'm Joseph Johnson in Abuja and you're on to NTA Network News. Dotun Ogunyemi is in Lagos and Suleiman Abdullahi Rekachukung is in Kaduna. Thanks for your company. Now, let's begin by telling you that the recent defections from the governing APC notwithstanding, President Muhammadu Buhari is praying God to further expose and fish out all the bad eggs within the party so that the genuine people-centered policies and programs of the government can be faithfully implemented for national growth and development. Now, the president was speaking in Bauchi at the flag-off of the APC campaign rally for Bauchi South Senatorial District by-election. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo reports.
It was a massive demonstration of intense pleasure at the Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Stadium, Bauchi, as President Muhammadu Buhari arrives to personally campaign for the party's candidate, Lawal Yahya Gumau, for the forthcoming Bauchi South Senatorial by-election. The election, without doubt, is critical to the APC and the Buhari administration as it is coming almost immediately after the Senate President Bukola Saraki and 14 other senators, 2 of them from Bauchi, defected from the party. For President Muhammadu Buhari, accompanied by the APC National Chairman Adams Oshomole, governors of Kano, Plateau and Imo States, SGF Boss Gida Mustafa and some APC lawmakers, Bauchi's South Senatorial seat means a lot to his party. He therefore appealed to the people of the Senatorial District to elect the APC candidate, Lawal Gumau, whom he described as trustworthy and capable of promoting and defending not only their interests, but that of the party and its administration. The president assured them that the governing APC will not relent at enhancing public good by vigorously pursuing economic diversification drive and decisively dealing with insecurity and corruption. As he puts it, I will not fold my arms and allow the continuous abuse of public trust flagrantly, and prayed Allah to further expose and fish out those with deceitful tendencies who do not mean well for the country.
Ba za mu yadda a cuce ku ba. Abin da ke gabanmu a kyautata ƙasa, a kyautata tsaro, a kyautata arziki, a kuma hana cin hanci da rashawa.
Speaking in the same vein, APC National Chairman Adams Oshomole reassured Nigerians that there will be no sacred cows in the fight against corruption, saying those who illegally enrich themselves will be dealt with appropriately. He called for massive election of the APC candidate Lawal Gumau, whom he described as a staunch supporter of President Muhammadu Buhari and therefore will not be disappointing. Bauchi State Governor Muhammad Abubakar and the State Chairman of the party, Uba Ahmed Nana, assured the President that with his presence and tremendous support, loyalty, as well as respect in Bauchi, victory is certain for the APC candidate. They described as a good riddance and big relief the defection of 2 Bauchi senators from the party.
The senator that passed away was elected on the platform of the All Progressive Congress. And in times like this, when we are now trying to redefine who is truly a progressive and who is a PDP that tried to borrow progressive clothes, the late senator could have readily be available on the side of Mr. President and of the APC. Unfortunately, we can't question God, he has passed. So to have him replaced by a senator on our own platform is extremely important. And of course, It will certainly increase our number in the Senate and therefore reinforce our control of the parliament. So there can be no question. We cannot overemphasize the importance of the election for the APC family.
The presence of Mr. President is very, very vital for us. It has gone to stamp our victory, so to say. Everybody would want Mr. President to go to his election. Like, I wish he comes to my own too. If he comes to Biu, for example, that I can go to INEC and collect my certificate of return. So I can say Yahaya is very lucky. He will join us in the Senate by God's grace after 11th.
Bauchi's South senatorial by-election comes up on the 11th of this month. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And members of the Progressives Governors Forum are asking President Muhammadu Buhari not to lose any sleep whatsoever over defection from the governing party, assuring him of their collective determination to work assiduously towards the renewal of his mandate in 2019. Chairman of the Forum and Governor of Imo State, Rochas Okorocha, stated their position while speaking to journalists after a solidarity visit to the Nigerian leader. State House correspondent Adam Musamber again reports.
The recent defection from the APC by the governors of Benue, Kwara and Sokoto states notwithstanding, the governing party still controls 22 out of the 36 states of the federation. This meeting between the APC governors and President Muhammadu Buhari is therefore an opportunity to review developments in both the party and the polity with a view to charting the best way forward as 2019 elections draw near. During the interactive session held behind closed doors, the governors assured the president and the party's national chairman, Adams Oshomole, that they have all it takes towards enhancing the electoral fortunes of the APC in 2019.
We are still as strong, even much stronger, much more united. We have 22 states, 53 senators. We're still the majority, and we're hoping to get more into our party. So we are here to let Mr. President know that we're with him, and nobody is leaving the party anymore. Nigerians are aware of the truth, and there's no deceit anymore. And they know that President Buhari means well. We assure Nigerians that come 2019, our victory is assured. And we ask all Nigerians to support the APC and give President Muhammadu Buhari a chance to complete laying this solid foundation upon which the subsequent Nigerian nation shall be built.
For the APC national chairman, Adams Oshomole, the governing party has never promised a one-party state, but positive changes in Nigeria's national life for a sustainable future.
All of these issues taken together have not in any way weakened the capacity of our party and of the federal government to govern the country and to uphold all of those core values of progressive governance. We've come to reassure Mr. President that there is no cause for alarm. We will sleep with our two eyes closed.
Some of the governors give an update on the situation in their states.
All what I want to assure Mr. President that Adamawa belongs to APC, from president to the councillors, and inshallah Nigerians will see that.
In terms of support, our people have not shifted at all. Instead, it has poured us, it has encouraged us, it has strengthened us. APC will deliver from the president down to the last election.
Nasarawa has always been the citadel of President Muhammadu Buhari's support. Nothing has changed. Not even an ant in Nasarawa state has had any different opinion other than to do better. So I want to assure you that the entire people of Nasarawa state, both elected and party supporters, are solidly behind the president.
Kebbi State endorsed President Muhammadu Buhari based on his commitment to deliver Nigeria to greater heights in the Committee of Nations and based on the achievements that Kebbi has recorded under his able leadership and support.
The governors expressed the belief that some of their colleagues who have left the party are those who cannot fit into the promising value system being entrenched by the APC. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
Elsewhere, 12 APC legislators in the Sokoto State House of Assembly have restated their support and loyalty to the All Progressives Congress. They stated this at a press conference after the defection of 18 House of Assembly members to PDP. Abdurrahman Usman Jibrila has the story.
During a press conference, 12 members of the State Assembly restated their loyalty to the APC under the leadership of Comrade Adams Oshomole. Leader of the APC members, Sani Alhaji Yakubu, said they remain the representatives of their respective constituencies in the state legislature.
We, on the list of members of Sokoto State Assembly, wish to categorically inform you that we still remain members of all progressive Congress APC. We deem it necessary to make this clarification following the defection of some members of the State House Assembly to PDP.
Meanwhile, the Buhari campaign organization in Sokoto State has reiterated continued support to President Muhammadu Buhari APC-led administration. The organization made their feelings known during a solidarity rally held in Sokoto. State coordinator Buhari campaign organization Abdullahi Hassan said they decided to come out to show solidarity to the ruling APC, whose aim is to take Nigeria to greater heights. He said the defection of Governor Amin Waziri Tambol and some members of the State Assembly will not in any way affect the victory of APC at polls come 2019 general elections.
We are organizing this to show the support of the entire people of Sokoto State to President Muhammadu Buhari.
Members of the organization also took time to sweep the streets, symbolizing the ideals of APC, which is keeping the country clean. In Sokoto, Abraman Usman Jibrila, NTA News.
Now, let's get some more on that, because with the wave of defections among political gladiators across the country ahead of the 2019 elections, the All Progressives Congress APC in Nasarawa State says it remains a united family and reaffirms support for the re-election of President Muhammadu Buhari. This is the resolution at the end of stakeholders' meeting of the party in Lafia. Joshua Ojito reports.
The meeting convened by Governor Umaru Tanko Al-Mukura recorded high turnout of party stakeholders, including members of the National Assembly and Minister of State for Environment. Stakeholders reviewed political development in the country and how APC in the state will mobilize grassroots support to ensure victory in the 2019 elections. The party acknowledges the Buhari administration for its giant strides in the fight against corruption, revamping the economy and massive infrastructure development.
People of the South State give their total, irrevocable, absolute support and appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari. We are ready to fly with him, to swim with him, to walk with him, and run with him for greater Nigeria.
We will therefore support him. We'll put everything we can on the line to be sure that we stand by him.
There is nothing that can be achieved without peace.
The meeting declared that APC will continue to get stronger in view of commitment of members.
We are determined to make sure that things goes right.
One of the founding members of PDP and former President, National Council for Women Societies, Ramatu Dalhatu, and her supporters defected to APC. Meanwhile, in addition to the meeting, a rally was held in Lafia in support of President Muhammadu Buhari. In Lafia, Joshua Ojito, NTA News.
A group known as Save Kwara has organized a peaceful rally in Ilorin in support of President Muhammadu Buhari. Deborah Agwola reports.
The essence of the rally, which took the youth around Ilorin metropolis, according to the spokesperson of the group, is to appreciate President Muhammadu Buhari's contribution to nation building and to express solidarity for its continuity. The recent defection going on in the state, according to them, is a welcome development that will fast-track good governance in Kwara State.
Well, in this rally, we are sending a clear-cut message to Kwara citizens that as from this point onwards, Kwarans must own the electoral process.
So we are saying no to bad governance. We want a good government.
Meanwhile, right now I'm speaking with the former PDP chairman in Kwara State, Iyola Oyedepo. Sir, can you tell us why you defected to APC, sir?
Well, the major reason for my defection is that I don't want to same platform with Dr. Nasarawa, the president. And my reason where there will be a redefinition of relationship and provide for good governance in that state. This is a man who has been there since 2003, and he has not provided that leadership. It will be unthinkable that a person like me will not join me to continue the perpetuation of misgovernment and underdevelopment in the state.
Deborah Agbola, NTA News.
Meanwhile, secretaries to governments of states governed by the All Progressives Congress (APC) in Nigeria have been challenged to share ideas towards the formulation of common programs that will enhance socio-economic development of their states. Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun gave the charge at the 7th quarterly meeting of secretaries to governments of APC to controlled states in Abuja.
The 7th quarterly meeting in Ogun State deliberated on how to find ways of taking their respective states to the next level of development. Ogun State Governor Ibikunle Amosun told members of the forum to make recommendations that will pave way for the progressive state government to further ensure good governance.
You have a very significant and pivotal role to play, and I must confess that we are doing wonderfully well. Honestly, it is not just maybe because we are APC or we are just speaking for the camera. No. Indeed, we are Nigeria was before we came in. It can only happen in this part of the world that those that wreck this our economy can have the effrontery to say they want to come back again. We are doing wonderfully well, and I'm sure before you go, you will even see what the federal government is doing.
In a keynote address, Professor Abiodun Alao of the King's College, London, urged government to take advantage of abundant resources in the country to solve its numerous challenges.
In our respective states, let's find a way of looking back at what we can do to make sure that we expose our children to the right level of education.
Secretary to Ogun State Government Taiwo Adeoluwa noted that the focus of the meeting include United Nations Economic Commission of Africa's recommendations in primary health care and institutionalization of common policy and legislative framework. In Abeokuta, Lekan Agbonde.
Let's move on to other stories now. Instituting a stable democratic government requires constitutionally vibrant and independent components that are governed by separation of powers in relation to the executive, legislature and the judiciary. President of the Republic of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, stated these at the Course 26 graduation lecture of the National Defense College. Olajide Bello reports.
With the theme Democratic Principles and Post-Conflict Peace Building, Imperatives for the West African Sub-Region, the Gambian president explained that lessons learned globally show that dictatorship always leads to a change of government, and if a peaceful change is made impossible, then a violent change becomes inevitable. Therefore, transparency and accountability in institutions and organizations and professionalism of security apparatus are imperative for democratic governance to thrive.
The application of the principle of democratic governance is a system in which popular rules, various procedures and actions are structured, sustained, regulated, and accountable. And in addition to conducting strategic training, the college also promotes research and strategic discourse on contemporary and thematic areas of international, regional, and national security.
The need to ensure involvement of citizens in the design, implementation, and administration of peace-building projects to ensure continuity and success even after conflict was also brought to the fore. From the National Defense College in Abuja, Olajide Bello, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria's role in the restoration of genuine democracy in the Gambia has been commended. The president of the Gambia, Adama Barrow, gave the commendation in an exclusive interview with Gabriel Odu in Abuja.
Muhammadu Buhari will thank you
for his effort and his leadership, for his commitment to democracy. Our relationship between Gambia and Nigeria have been a long-lasting relationship, and I think both countries have benefited from the relationship. If you look at Nigeria as a country, it's a leader in Africa, and that was demonstrated when we were in Lome.
The Gambian president also acknowledged the enormous role of President Muhammadu Buhari in championing the fight against corruption in Africa.
Today, if you look at it, everybody is declaring their assets, my cabinet members, including myself. Any contestant in that country, you have to declare your assets before contesting the election.
The Gambian president was in Nigeria to deliver a lecture at the National Defense College. Ahead on the news tonight, President Muhammadu Buhari engages security chiefs on security situation in the country. Details when we return. Stay with us.
Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, brings a new lease of life to Nigerian SMEs. SON has put a greater premium on developing standards aimed at improving the exports of the nation's food and cash crops. This explains why we have developed more standards for Nigeria's produce like sesame, cocoa, curry, and more, courtesy our accredited state-of-the-art laboratories. In keeping with the federal government's ease of doing business, SON has simplified its processes and turnaround time for SunCap and ManCap to reduce substandard products and legal arm to prosecute offenders. Join Standards Organization of Nigeria in ridding our nation of substandard goods due to consistent market surveillance and raids. See something, say something. Standards Organization of Nigeria, improving life through standards.
This is Lagos, the center of excellence, the state of aquatic splendor. The people of Lagos State and the Speaker of the most vibrant full House of Assembly, Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa, welcomes the Chairman of Conference of Speakers of House of Assemblies in Nigeria, Right Honorable Ismaila Kamba, and other Right Honorable Speakers to the Conference of Speakers of Nigeria Legislature, tagged Lagos 2018. This conference, holding in the economic hub of West Africa, will be one with a difference as all the speakers converge in Lagos. You will be treated to the best of Lagos hospitality. The conference holds between Friday 3rd of August and Sunday 5th of August. Venue is Radisson Blue Hotel, GRA Ikeja. Host Governor Mr. Akinwumi Ambode. Chief host is Right Honorable Mudashiru Ajayi Obasa. You're welcome to Lagos 2018.
Winning in hot and dry conditions is hard. Causes the body to sweat, which attracts germs that are easily passed from one person to another. What keeps you so cool, man? Dettol Cool combines Dettol's protection and an invincible icy feel. For super cool confidence, use Dettol Cool.
Dettol soap is now also available for 100 Naira only.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Morti's Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Morti's Power Guard.
You in the air-conditioned office with the itchy throat. Strepsils. Girl in the spotlight with the raspy throat. Strepsils. You in the pollution. It's you. Dry throat. Strepsils. Hello in the downpour with the scratchy throat. Take Strepsils. Strepsils, with its soothing medicinal ingredients, will heal the harm done to your throat from external factors. Strepsils. Strepsils. Strepsils, for a dry, itchy, raspy, scratchy throat.
These days, people get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement
from NTA.
What makes a Nigerian mom powerful?
I trust the power of Dettol's 1 capful for bathing. The power of Dettol's 1 capful protects from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Be 100% sure.
Do you know that the Nigerian police now operates in the best international practices of policing? Do you know that the Nigerian police has been restructured to be more accountable and responsive to all your security challenges? Now, what the police demand from you is your trust, your collaborative efforts by providing necessary information about criminals and their activities in your neighborhood. Be vigilant to achieve our creed as we promise. We shall police the country based on international core values of policing with integrity. We shall ensure that rule of law prevails in our actions and activities. We shall respect diversity, display courage, show compassion, and demonstrate professionalism. We shall operate within the principle of democratic policing. We shall shun corruption, and we shall make Nigeria safer and secured under the leadership of IGP Ibrahim Otum Idris.
Let the wind of change blowing across the country chase away crime for the benefit of our society. Yes, the Nigerian police says this change must come with peace and tranquility.
This message was brought to you by the Public Relations Department of the Nigerian Police Force.
Hello again, and thanks for staying with us here on NTA Network News. President Muhammadu Buhari has met with security chiefs over security situation in the country. The meeting held behind closed doors. A statement by the public relations officer to the Minister of Defense, Colonel Tukuru Gusau, indicates that in order to forestall future security incidents in Zamfara, Sokoto and Benin Kwara axes, Operation Sharandaji has been extended to cover up the fringes of Niger border. The operation has recently been reinforced with more troops from the Nigerian Armed Forces, Nigeria Police and Department of State Services, and is supported by the Intelligence, Surveillance and Reconnaissance Wing of 207 Quick Response Group of the Nigerian Air Force. The joint operation, he says, has successfully arrested some suspected armed bandits and recovered arms and ammunition. Similarly, security agencies have been directed to increase patrols along Abuja-Kaduna Highway in order to address cases of attacks and kidnappings. The statement says the Minister of Defense, Mansurudan Ali, reiterates the need for the deployment of the Nigeria Police and the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps in all areas liberated by the military in the northeast. He also requests for provision of more equipment for the armed forces in order to sustain the tempo in the fight against insurgency and other security challenges across the country. The federal government is poised to address all security challenges facing the country with the commitment of President Muhammadu Buhari's administration towards rehabilitating, reconstruction and resettlement of all victims of crises in the country. Minister of Interior Abdurrahman Bello Dambazao, at a one-day emergency security meeting on internal security, said new strategies are being employed to boost internal security. Marijanatu Adam Said reports.
Like many African states, Nigeria has been grappling with numerous security challenges, some of which analysts believe are political or induced from outside the country by those who are not comfortable with Nigeria's potentials. Others are of the opinion that the conflicts are perpetuated by criminals and extremists.
We are not dealing with conventional threats, but peculiar threats that are laced with terrorism, sabotage, and efforts to manipulate our society's fault lines of religion and ethnicity.
We need to strategize crime. There's a problem that everybody is fighting crime as if it is ordinary. We are a signatory to United Nations Transnational Organized Crime Convention, where crime is strategized as organized crime. If you fight organized crime as an ordinary crime, you cannot stop crime.
This meeting is expected to improve synergy between all security agencies to address all forms of threat and crime in whatever form.
This particular interaction is going to assist in a great deal for us to be able to, of course, strengthen the sharing of our intelligence.
On our part, at the prison system, we have suffered from this insecurity.
Our prisons have been attacked and so many prisoners have been released.
The one-day meeting is expected to address issues of ethnic identity politics, which experts believe contribute to conflict in Nigeria. In Abuja, Murjanatu Adam Said, NTA News.
Still talking security matters, the Nigeria Police Force says it will continue to adopt cutting-edge technologies in policing in line with international best practices. The Inspector General of Police, Ibrahim Idris, made this known at the security meeting with commissioners of police and above at the force headquarters in Abuja. Olajide Bello reports that the police chief, while commending the gallantry of the personnel of the force, called for more dedication to duty.
I think police occupies a very central position in ensuring that we ensure whatever actions are taken, especially with the current political environment that we have, must be within the laws of this country. But like I said, let me appreciate all our officers, including our rank and file, who have been in the forefront in our effort to ensure law and order in several parts of this country.
The IGP says the force will continue to discharge its duties in line with the rule of law and respect for fundamental human rights. Also, guests on NTA's Current Affairs program Moment for Thought are advocating the pursuit for national interest and restoration of values as key to the challenges of insecurity. These, they believe, can be nipped in the bud through right ideas and actions.
The issue of integrity is becoming another challenge than any other person who wants to use us for his own personal interest will then capitalize on these issues and create that instability.
Our parents, village heads, could settle problems between a farmer and a Fulani. So what has gone wrong?
The program comes up tonight at 11:30 on the network service of the NTA. Now, Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed continued the inspection of federal government projects across the country today with a visit to the Abuja Rail Mass Transit Project. Anthony Fulson reports.
The Information and Culture Minister Lai Mohammed began his inspection at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport Station of the light train terminals. Transport Secretary of the Federal Capital Territory, Kaode Okpeifa, and Anthony Agbakogwa gave the minister a full brief and scope of the project, which was conceived in 1977 as part of the Federal Capital City's development plan to facilitate transportation.
The people who thought of Abuja thought well, and also they envisaged all this when the capital moved out of Lagos.
The current project, which covers lots 1A and 3, is a stretch of 45.243 kilometers out of the entire 292-kilometer distance of the lots 1 to 6. Awarded in 2007, work commenced in 2009 with an original completion date of 2011. It was revised in 2012. Then, when the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration came on board, the project was again revised in 2017, which saw its completion barely 1 year after. This was made possible by the prompt releases of funds. With this fully functional, passengers to and from the airport need not go through any difficulty.
The train is good quality, and then the timing is right on spot. I mean, I'm really surprised I have something like this happening in Nigeria. I've only ever boarded trains in the UK.
I thank the government for doing that for us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
The Information and Culture Minister, accompanied by an array of journalists, took a ride from the airport terminal to the metro station in the central business district of the city. Having stopped over at Idu, they also had a bus ride round the rolling stock depot, which comprises 21 buildings for operational control, training center, maintenance crew staff quarters, comprehensive maintenance building, workshop, washing bay, service sliding complex, among others. At the metro, the minister tried his hands on ticketing.
To airport that this train is arriving in schedule. Thank you very much.
Briefing newsmen after the facility tour, the minister said the federal government is committed to its campaign promises to Nigerians.
The truth is that priority areas of this administration, that is security, the economy, and the fight against corruption, are delivering. This has left the opposition in the lurch, hence their resort to fake news and hate speeches. They fan the embers of disunity and violence. They believe they could use this as a weapon against the administration, but Nigerians are too smart for them. Nigerians know the truth. And this is why we continue to showcase the achievement of the administration in all the areas, the economy, infrastructure, fighting corruption, and the fight against security.
With an initial 5,000 passenger capacity per day, its capacity will be expanded to 350,000 in the next 15 months. In Abuja, Anthony Forson, NTA News.
It really does look like a fantastic ride there. The Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, is committed to constantly improving the NTA TV through its curriculum and teaching in its quest to better equip staff and produce quality journalists. This came to the fore at a meeting between NTA management team and Voice of America delegation. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday was there, now reports.
The Voice of America delegation, led by a director, Amanda Bennett, is in the largest TV network in Africa, NTA, to take advantage of its reach for content provision. Director General of the NTA, Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, used the medium to seal the deal on TV College Partnership, the only television college in Africa.
We are now trying to reposition the NTA College. It is a degree awarding institution. We work with the Ahmadu Bello University Zaria. We award degrees in broadcast journalism and TV production.
So we can collaborate.
Amanda Bennett said the partnership will be a win-win.
Because the training of young journalists is really one of the most important things that we can do, because particularly with so much fake news in the world, we need to make sure that our journalists are trained in producing independent, fact-based, fair reports that people can trust.
The group then proceeded to Pinnacle Communications Limited, one of the two licensed broadcast signal distributors in Nigeria. After a brief business meeting, they were taken on a guided tour of the facilities, which Amanda Bennett described as world-class based on the quality of both audio and video signals. Founder and chairman Loki Omolua said the successes recorded so far is to a greater extent the result of the political will of the present administration.
We are Nigerians. We're going ahead and we're supporting this government. And don't forget that this analog to digital only started in earnest during the inception of this government, and we intend to pursue it like that. Gombe, we're over 75% from Gombe. We'll move to Delta, and from Delta, don't forget, as we are moving, RTS2 is moving, and also now we're collaborating, so all is well.
Covering Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones and eventually reach more than 50 million homes and 180 million residents is one of the goals set by Pinnacle Communications. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday, NTA News.
Matters of the economy on the front burner as chambers of commerce meet for the second quarter briefing. Dotun in our Lagos Network Center is our guide. Dotun.
Thank you, Joseph, and a warm welcome to Lagos. The Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, LCCI, says the policies put in place by the federal government have continued to impact positively on the economy, but cautions against what it describes as political distractions so as not to destabilize the economy. President LCCI Babatunde Ruwashe stated this in Lagos at a media briefing on the second quarter State of the Economy. Jane Ojukwu has the report.
Speaking on the prevailing economic and investment conditions in the country, the President LCCI, Mr. Babatunde Ruwashe, said the improvement of 1.95% on the GDP, which represents fourth consecutive expansion, the rise in foreign reserves, and the CBN proposed low interest rate have contributed in boosting investors' confidence. He says the cooperation of all stakeholders are necessary to sustain the tempo.
The politicians should try and make sure they don't overheat the system. We as Nigerians should be patriotic. Everybody should do whatever their calling is without being biased. If we can live according to this, the second half of the year will be good for all of us.
The LCCI president advocated a more efficient use of the ports and the patronage of made-in-Nigerian goods.
Using vehicles to move out trucks from the port is not the most efficient. Rail would have been better. We should use that rail access that we have presently. Let's use narrow.
You believe in Nigeria, you believe in the future of Nigeria. You're creating jobs, you do whatever is necessary to develop the country.
Deputy President LCCI, Mr. Knut Umfmoen, urged the federal government to invest more in education and agriculture to address the lingering unemployment in the country. In Lagos, Jane Ojukwu, NTA News.
The need for legal practitioners and men of the Nigeria Police Force to work together to curb electoral offences in the 2019 general elections was the focus of a two-day workshop organized by the Independent National Electoral Commission in Lagos. Adaobi Obiechina covered the opening of the workshop and filed in this report.
Vote buying, ballot box snatching, and rigging of election, among other electoral offences, are not strange to the Nigerian electoral process. To address these challenges, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, organized the workshop, which dwelt on the need for the Nigerian police and members of the legal profession to synergize in ensuring that electoral offences are reduced to the barest minimum.
We are leaving no stone unturned to ensure that we collaborate with relevant agencies in addressing the issue of vote buying.
See how that we can work in synergy to make the election as peaceful and credible as possible.
For police officers, it's particularly interesting and important because they have a very big burden in electoral offences in the sense that they are the ones who investigate. And if their investigations are not thorough, then the electoral offences will be very difficult to prosecute.
To create stronger synergies between police and the legal officers of INEC and INEC as a whole. Another one is to provide to those stakeholders the current knowledge on modifications and changes in the election framework.
It will equip us more on what we have learned from here in the prosecution and also in the investigation.
The workshop was geared towards enlightening stakeholders on the need to kick against electoral offences and promote a violence-free election in Nigeria. In Lagos, Adobe Obiechina, NTA News.
We pause at this point for some messages. NTA Network News returns shortly. Do stay with us.
When we move, we create magic. When our feet touch the ground, wonders happen. We were born to fly, to create the spectacular, because our hearts are full of passion. One step at a time, we confirm our passion. Because in Africa, our rhythm inspires our game. Our game is our passion. Indulge your passion with Glow Data Unmatched. Great supporters of African football. Glow, grandmasters of data.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, will be holding a roundtable conference titled Enhancing the Role of Auditors in the Nigerian Public Service. The conference target audience are directors of audit, heads of audit, senior staff members in the audit department in all the federal, state, MDAs, and local government areas. It will commence on Monday 27th through to Thursday 30th August 2018. Venue, the Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, Topo Badagry, Lagos. Conference fee, 85,000 naira per participant. This excludes lodging and feeding. Account name, ASCON e-collection account, payable to any commercial bank. Account number 023-0055-861019. For further inquiries, please contact Mr. G.A. Afolayan, Conference Director, on 003-318-2344 or Ms. M. Kuye, 006-000-6210. Announcer, Director General, ASCON.
We have a challenge. My husband has a big interview, but his shirts aren't cleaning well.
Don't panic, Ngozi. Just use Good Mama. Good Mama's extra cleaning power removes all dirt, leaving a wonderful scent. Look, whites are white, colors are bright, and extra fresh.
Now in a 1 kg pack.
He got the job?
What do you think?
Obvious.
Good Mama knows best.
Do your gums hurt?
Yeah.
Does your toothpaste contain sage, eucalyptus, myrrh, chamomile?
All that in one toothpaste?
Yes, try Colgate Herbal. Colgate Herbal contains nature's best herbs and Colgate's fluoride technology to give you strong teeth and healthy gums.
Ah, Colgate Herbal.
Let's go. Colgate Herbal for strong teeth and healthy gums.
This is where you'll be, pitching that breakthrough idea of yours. But before any of that, there's stuff to get done, starting now. First, you'll have to clear out your schedule. Sorry, guys. You fellas, too. You'll make it up to her.
You better.
Now, let's get to work. Keep at it. Looking good. Ooh, love it. Oh, not good enough. Well, let's start over again. And again, and again. Pressure will get to you, but you will rise up and power through it all. Then step onto that stage and hit them with that idea. Bam! See, they all love it. Even this guy. You, my friend, are unstoppable, power horse. Unstoppable you.
The Administrative Staff College of Nigeria, ASCON, in collaboration with the University of Lagos, invite application from suitable qualified candidates for admission into the PGDPA 39 2018-2019 session. Course title, Postgraduate Diploma in Public Administration. Expected participants, applicants with the following qualifications should apply. First degree or higher national diploma from recognized universities or polytechnics. Professional qualifications such as ACA, ACCA, ACIS or other equivalents. Applicants from the armed forces with past staff college or its equivalent. Post-course diploma holders in public administration from recognized university. Date, October 2018 to June 2019. Venue, Topo Badagry, Lagos. Course fee, 207,000 naira, payable at any commercial bank. Accommodation exclusive. Account name, ASCON e-collection. Account number 02-300-5586-1019. For inquiries, please contact Dr. Abdul Haruna, Head of Department on 00-630-50788 or Mrs. A.C. Wankwo, Course Registrar on 00-321-34367. Director General, ASCON, Announcer.
You're still watching NTA Network News with me, Joseph Johnson in Abuja. Let's talk business now with Chukunonso Mwabezi.
Good evening and a warm welcome to Business News. We begin on a cheering note with the news of the data from 2018 Making Business Work report, which shows that more than $83.9 billion worth of investments were recorded between January 2017 and the first quarter of 2018. The report, which evaluates government's effort in improving the business environment in Nigeria, was presented to Vice President Yemi Osinbajo during the monthly meeting of the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council. A breakdown of capital investments showed that in 2017, more than $66 billion worth of investments comprising 112 projects across 27 states and the FCT were announced, while additional $17.9 billion worth of investments were recorded in the first quarter of 2018. Actual capital importation stood at $6.3 billion, representing more than 6 times the value during the same period in 2017. And the Fiscal Responsibility Commission is set to enforce the implementation of the law that mandates ministries, departments, and agencies to declare surplus on their audited financial statements. To this end, the Commission is set to conduct a technical workshop on implementation for operating surplus template for scheduled corporations as per Fiscal Responsibility Act 2007. The template was approved via Federal Circular of November 2016. In another development, the diversity, velocity, and cost of cyber attacks have necessitated the global conversation around building formidable systems to further secure financial systems around the world. Deputy Governor Financial System Stability of Central Bank of Nigeria, Aisha Ahmed, says the increasing threats posed by cyber criminals make it imperative for the Apex Bank to continuously adopt measures that keep the crimes at a minimal level.
We're building capability internally to ensure that we not only are able to detect when something goes wrong, but we're able to also respond as quickly as possible.
The growth in fraud, absolute terms, is much less than the growth you have seen in electronic payments going on. And electronic payments become more and more safe each year with the various things that have been implemented.
And that does it on Business News. I am Chukunonso Nwabweze.
Jigawa State Governor hosts APC Social Media Forum. For details, let's join Suleiman in Kaduna Network Center.
Thank you very much, Joseph, and a warm welcome. Governor Muhammadu Badaru Abubakar of Jigawa State has identified social media as another veritable tool to promote the good policies and infrastructural growth being pursued by the governing All Progressives Congress in the country. The governor stated this when he hosted the Northwest APC Social Media Forum in Dutse. Awal Muhammad Kazauri reports.
With branches in all states of the Federation, the APC Social Media Forum is an avenue to publicize the achievements of the governing APC. They are currently on a nationwide tour to physically inspect such projects executed by the states and the federal government. Governor Muhammad Badaru Abubakar acknowledged their role in promoting good governance through the new media, advising them to be wary of fake news. Leader of the forum, Awal Sankara, commended the prudent management of resources in the state, of which he described as a replica to President Buhari's financial discipline. The governor also hosted the leadership of the Nigerian Union of Teachers in the state, where they discussed on the way forward in education.
If you want to kill today's society, give them bad doctors and nurses. So these two, no government, no sensible government will compromise with the quality of teachers or the quality of medical personnel.
Trophies won by schools in Jigawa State at various national competitions were presented to the governor. From Dutse, Awal Muhammad Kazauri, NTA News.
The ongoing trial of the leader of Shiite movement in Nigeria, Sheikh Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, resumed at the Kaduna State High Court, where his counsel, Maxwell Kyong, filed application for bail. Abdullah Muhammad has the details.
The Independence Way, Kaduna, which leads to the court premises, was devoid of the usual traffic. Some section of the road barricaded, while checks were conducted at the entrance to the court premises. Filming was only limited to the vicinity of the court while the hearing was ongoing. The counsel to the defendant and plaintiff explained that unlike the last sitting, where the non-appearance of the third and fourth accused stalled the hearing, the counsel to the first and second defendant, Ibrahim El-Zakzaki, and his wife had successfully filed application for bail.
So what happened today was simply that we moved the application for bail for the first and second defendants, i.e. the Sheikh and his wife, and the matter is now adjourned for ruling on the said bail application.
We have filed our counter affidavit in opposition to the bail application. That has been reserved for the 4th of October for the ruling of the Honorable Court.
After looking at the bail application filed by the council to Ibrahim El-Zakzaky and his wife, and also the counter affidavit filed by the council for the state, the judge has set aside the 4th of October 2018 as the day for final judgment as to whether to release Ibrahim El-Zakzaky and his wife on bail. In Kaduna, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
And with that report, it's back to you, Joseph, for more on the network news.
Thank you, Suleiman. Sports is next on our lineup after this time out. Please don't go away.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the daring and invincible Louis the Mosquito. Responsible for 200 malaria cases all on its own. Is there anything that can kill Louis? Morphine! Presenting Morti's Power Guard. Its powerful formula kills malaria mosquitoes fast. So, get Morti's Power Guard.
And our sports with Ayodeji Makinde.
The Nigeria Football Federation rose from its extraordinary General Assembly in Benin, Edo State, Thursday, resolving to unban all those it sanctioned and begin the process of unbanning those sanctioned by Confederation of African Football and FIFA, provided they withdraw all court cases against the NFF. The Assembly, amongst other things, equally mandated the Electoral Committee, appointed in 2017 to review all electoral processes and guidelines to accommodate all qualified candidates to run for positions on the board as part of reconciliatory measures in the system. Meanwhile, the Federal High Court in Jos has re-adjourned hearing of the Pinnick Giwa case to September the 25th. Falconets arrived Brittany region in France Thursday ahead of the commencement of the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup on August the 5th. 21 players and coaching crew rounded off their pre-tournament camp in Austria Wednesday as they seek to win the competition in which they were beaten finalists in 2010 and 2014. Director General of the Voice of Nigeria, Osita Okechukwu, has pledged the organization's support for the proposed launch of the Made in Nigeria Sports Book of Records later in September this year. Okechukwu made the pledge when he received the book launch committee led by the author Nicholas Kwara in Abuja.
For us in Voice of Nigeria, what we'll offer is that we'll help you to publicize your launch. We'll do it free of charge because we are basically to advance the image of the country.
The 300-page book is a compendium on Nigeria's sports achievements in 133 years from 1884 to 2017. With sports updates, Ayodeji Makinde, NTA News.
And just before we go, let's take a quick look at